This is a PiNSIGHT or PiNSIGHT. Still, I have no idea how to pronounce it correctly. Anyway, an AI camera module from ArduCam attached to the Raspberry Pi 5. I have already covered this camera module in a previous video, so you can check it out there for more information. Look at this. This is not a laptop. It's just monitor, keyboard, and trackpad. How does it power it? There is a built-in battery inside this device. This is a very interesting device. This device provides a power to the Raspberry Pi, and you can connect the Raspberry Pi to this device via HDMI and USB input. Let's take a look at this device. This device is CrowView Note 14-inch. As mentioned before, this is not a typical laptop. It is meant to be used with an SBC like a Raspberry Pi, or simply as a secondary monitor. Therefore, this device itself does not do anything. As you can see, the overall external case is not very high quality. The housing case is made of plastic, and you can think of it as a very cheap laptop feeling, honestly. The internals are also not of good quality. The keyboard feels like a cheap tablet keyboard. This is my experience and may vary from person to person, but honestly, it's not good. The trackpad works fine. It's a normal trackpad. This is a review from TechRadar. Overall, I agree with their opinion. The device quality is not that good. But why do I like this device? I think they should add one more advantage here, which is the built-in battery. Everyone has a different testing system and different projects. In my case, I have several personal projects with a Raspberry Pi and camera module. Also, some projects need to be tested outdoors. Sometimes there's no network environment. Also, I need to modify the script on the fly, and that requires input devices. It's really annoying. If you do a lot of external testing like I do, you will probably know what I'm talking about. I think I will have another opportunity to talk about my projects, although not today. This is Raspberry Pi 5 and a camera module. Let me show you how I connect and use this device. Power is supplied via USB-C cable. Use the USB-C port on the left, which is the output-only port. Connect to the micro HDMI port of the Raspberry Pi. And connect to the mini HDMI port of this device to output the display. Finally, you can use the keyboard and trackpad by connecting the USB-A to the USB-A port. With this, it's good to go. It looks like the cables need to be organized, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. Let me turn it on. After turning on the power, you can check the battery information in the bottom right corner. It boots up and you see my Raspberry Pi's desktop. The display quality is not as bad as you might think. This is good. Since I'm testing outside, I want to turn the brightness up to max. Since it's outside, changing the brightness to 100% doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Not bad, to be fair. There is nothing special. From now on, it's a laptop that operates based on Raspberry Pi. Since it's Raspberry Pi 5 8GB RAM, the basic performance has improved compared to the previous model. I think this will make it even more like a laptop. Anyway, now all you have to do is run any scripts, applications, or servers you want. What I'm running right now is a basic camera test script provided by Devs AI. You can check the full HD images captured without lagging through the screen. It works very well in a battery environment. I really like this, because if the basics don't work, I cannot try anything beyond that. This test is an example of distinguishing the color and type of car and also capturing the license plate. Unfortunately, the pre-trained dataset is a Chinese version, so it cannot properly recognize California license plates. I think it would be good to prepare a dataset with the California version and try again. I believe it's gonna be interesting. This example shows load segmentation. You can get information about the load through the acquired image data, and it is an absolutely necessary function for auto driving. To do this properly, I strongly recommend that you prepare a device with something like CUDA Core. I think that this absolutely requires a high performance device because it needs to be calculated faster and more accurately. This device is very useful for me because it allows me to easily use an SBC like a Raspberry Pi as a laptop. I think I could possibly use this to do some really cool projects. Who knows? That's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you on the next project.